I will teach you the right way to live. I will be your guide, and I will take care of you. Psalm 32 verse 8. Hello guys, welcome to Live, Love and Laugh with Tosin. Okay guys, thank you for all your love and all your support on my last video. If you have not seen that video, I will link it in the description box below. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tosin, and on this channel we talk about all things living, loving and laughing. Okay guys, today, I know. I owe you guys a money video, and I actually did not realize how much work was required to put the bits and pieces, of that video together. So guys, don't worry, chillax. I will come through with that video. But if you want to see that video once it drops, definitely hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and hit the notification bell icon below, so that you see that video once it drops. Okay guys, today I will be sharing, a personal experience, a personal story that I believe is laced with a lot of wisdom, and solid truth. And it took me, just looking back in retrospect and then realizing just how powerful certain experiences are and how they can shape our lives forever. So if you want to see this video and you want to hear this personal story that I will be sharing, you should definitely keep watching. About 20 years ago, thereabouts, somewhere around the neighborhood that I lived, someone was making popcorn. And to be honest, I don't understand whether they were frying their own popcorn or something, but it just had a very awful smell. It smelled like stale fish. It was just horrible. And I was like, what is this thing? At the time, to be honest, I'm not sure I knew that it was popcorn. I just knew that that thing that they were making that smelled like that was a turn off for me. And then I got to find out that it was popcorn. And I never, after that experience, tasted popcorn, attempted it, put it in my mouth or anything like that. I just ran away. I ran away completely from popcorn because of that singular experience. So if you ask my friends, if you ask my husband, if you ask my family, you would never catch this. Don't buy me popcorn, there's no need. Many times my husband, my friends have tried to get me to try it, it's caramel, it's salted, it's this, it's that. And I'm like, no, I don't like it. My mind was made up from that experience, and I think that it happens to the best of us, right? Fast forward to about 2 years ago, I was to see a play at Terra Culture with my husband and with some of our friends. I think that we set out at about 12 because the play was to start at about 3 o'clock, and the traffic that day was horrible. And before I left the house, I was very hungry. My plan was I was going to stop by somewhere, and find something to eat before we get to the venue of the play. But the traffic was bad. So at 3 o'clock, we were not even there yet. And our friends were calling and checking on us to say, where are you guys? The play is starting, 15 minutes into the play, 20 minutes into the play, and all of those things. So we eventually got there at about 3:30. I remember that my husband had asked me that, babes, instead of rushing to see this play, would you just go and find something to eat so that you'll not be uncomfortable during the play? Because I was really hungry. But I was like, no, instead of us missing out on the play, when we get to the location, I will scout around and see if there's something that I can nibble on. But of course, because we're already extremely late, I just went, we headed straight, into the theater. As we ran in, they gave everyone complimentary popcorn and water. And normally, I'm one to say, no, I'm not interested. Or other times, if I'm with my friend or with family or with my husband, I'll collect the popcorn and give it to them, right? So on this day, there was really no time for me to give a response because they were just handing it like, guys, get in. That's for latecomers like us, right? So when they gave it to us, they gave it to me with the water. We sat down and we started watching this play, or we joined. We're watching this play now, and like about 1 hour later, because it's about a 3-hour play, if I remember correctly, I felt this hunger from the pit of hell. if you know how culture is, and I think that that's typical of most theaters, lights are off, getting up is a distraction, using your phone is a distraction, you don't really want to cause a scene. I contemplated going out to go and find something to eat because that hunger was worrying me. But I looked at the popcorn on my leg. Yes, your guess is as good as mine. I looked at the popcorn on my leg and I was like, let me try it. And to be honest, I tried it, guys. The popcorn was good. I tried it, and I kept trying it. And I think I ate it about halfway, and it did not kill me, and nothing happened. In fact, I was too ashamed to admit that the popcorn is so nice that I wanted more. In fact, I prevented myself from finishing it because it would be a shame. Me that I don't eat popcorn, I'll not eat popcorn and I'll finish it. That would be wrong. In fact, my husband will feel so betrayed because there have been many times he's trying to say, baby, try this popcorn. And I'm like, baby, you know I don't eat popcorn. So I remember that I was actually eating the popcorn very codedly. You know, it was sitting not too far from me, but I didn't want to admit that I am enjoying this popcorn. But I think that that's typical of many of us, right? When we have our minds fixated on something, you know, we just don't want to admit, even when an alternative to what we've always thought is better, we will just be like, I said what I said. I don't like it, you know? So I really didn't want to admit it. The second story is very related to the first because it's also about food, but this is about a drink. And it is soya milk. And this one, I never had like an experience with soya milk. I think someone told me that soya milk is not nice, it's nasty, it tastes funny, it has a funny smell and all of those things. And somehow that person planted the seed of dislike for soya milk in my heart. Trust me, as we have this conversation, I can't remember who it was. So again, like the popcorn story, I never tried it. If you left 6 cartons of soya milk in my house, you will meet it there because I will not touch it because I don't like it. And this hatred for it is not born out of personal experience, so it's born out of what someone told me. And I got married. I realized that my husband too also did not like the soya milk, so I mean, it made it a lot easier. But my dad and my mom, they love soya milk. Like, I don't even know why. They love it so much. Every time they visit us, my husband will typically go into a supermarket and just buy everything that they like and buy soya milk in bulk. So on this particular occasion, they visited us, he bought the soya milk, and I don't even know if they left before he came back. I don't know what happened, but I know that they didn't finish it. So it was left with about 2 bottles of the soya milk, particularly one by Vita Milk. That brand, I think it's Vita. It should have V soya milk, you know. So it was in the fridge for much longer, and I think it was in the fridge for maybe about 2 weeks after that visit, you know, that last visit that they had. And on one of the occasions, my husband was very thirsty, was very dehydrated, you know, and he just went into the fridge and see, I'll drink anything I see. So he opened the soya milk and then he drank it, and it did not kill him. So he later updated me and said that, babes, that soya milk is nice. But of course, I was still not going to try it. That's how powerful our minds are when they are made up. So I was not going to try it, not even because my husband said it. I don't like it, I don't like it. So my husband was taking it a lot, and then my daughter, probably on one of the occasions that he was trying it, said, Daddy, I want, and she tasted it and she really, really liked it. So because of that, she kept asking, I want soya milk, Daddy, I want Vita milk, I want V milk, you know. So Phoebe was asking, you know, repeatedly for the soya milk. And on one occasion, she said to me, Mommy, I want to take my soya milk to school. I said, okay, I'll pour it into like a mini bottle for you to take to school. So I prepare her for school, I pack her lunch bag, and I poured the soya milk into a bottle. So as I poured it, it was left with a very little quantity. So I was like, am I now going to throw this soya milk away? Let me try it. I now tried it. Guys, it was nice. Oh God, it was nice. It was so nice. I just kept it to myself. I was like, this soya milk is nice. So, but I wanted to also feel confident that I knew what I was giving my daughter to school. So that was the experience with soya milk, and since then I've been buying soya milk and drinking it. Sometimes I'm drinking it in the car, you know, and then I've admitted to my husband that, man, babes, that soya milk is nice. You know, have you been buying different flavors of it? So now to my lesson. The truth is, I cannot believe that these experiences have lasted about 20 years. And you may think that, oh, it's just food. But the truth is, that's how our mind is made up about certain things, or an experience, or something we told ourselves, or something someone else told us. And it has the ability to keep us bound forever, even. Sometimes you may never find deliverance out of that issue. It could be what someone said to you, just saying, you can never be a doctor, you, doctor, would, you know, and sometimes it's people that are very important, people that we trust. We tend to believe it and we live with it, you know, and there are labels that are capable of limiting us. Sometimes we place those labels on ourselves and we tell ourselves, I can never do anything that has to do with laptop. I'm not a laptop person, I don't care about it. And you say those things. And then eventually life happens, your reality requires you to use that thing that you said you will never use, you know, and you are ashamed like me to admit that, man, even though I said that then, I have now received wisdom or understanding, so I know better. And pride would prevent us from swallowing our words and saying, okay, I'm sorry I said this, but now that I know better, I will do better, because if you know better, you will do better. You know, so my point really is we need to stop sometimes and question our whys. Why can't I be an entrepreneur? Who said that? You know, and sometimes someone has said it that maybe you once had a very bad experience of wasting all the money or the resources for the business. Doesn't mean that in this new season of your life you cannot run a business successfully. You may have stepped up in wisdom, in knowledge, you know, you may have a better network, you may know more than you knew back then. So why would you, because of one singular experience, now stop yourself from shining or exploring certain giftings or abilities? Sometimes it's that you've already said, or maybe you insulted someone that used to do something, maybe like, oh, she deals in plantain, me plantain, I can never. And then your father has a big farm where if you sell that plantain, you can make a lot of money. But because you already said something negatively to someone else, you now feel like, you know, you are held bound, you know, and you don't want to be caught. You don't want to be caught, you know, on the side of something that you have already stood against. But I think that what I'm just trying to say is, one, get to the root of certain things in your life. Ask yourself, why? Why do I think the way I think? Why do I believe that this is wrong? Break religious mindsets and cultural practices. Why don't I do this? Who told me? You know, because we don't question a lot of things because we are, you know, very cultural and traditional and even sometimes very religious, and whatever our parents told us, whatever someone told us, or whatever we heard or believed, we just feel like that's it, you know. But as you grow up, you will need to begin to ask yourself certain questions, because once you get to the root of why, once you can understand your why, it will propel you in a very amazing direction. It may not change the fact that you will retain your stand over that issue, but at least you have a better understanding of where you stand. It takes humility to be able to acknowledge that you misunderstood something or you did not have, you know, adequate knowledge about something. So I want to stop here because I don't want this video to be too lengthy, but I want to challenge you. Are you going to do an exercise of checking your why? Asking yourself why. It could be something as little as food, but it could also be something as deep as a belief, as a mindset, as a cultural, you know, belief, you know, as a religious belief, or something that is so deeply seated, you know, something that you believe so strongly, but you don't know why. Ask yourself why, you know, and eventually when you find the why, you can use scriptures, you know, to check what does God say about that matter. You know, you could also use seeking knowledge, you know, really, why do they say that when rain is falling and when rain is falling and sun is shining, lion is burning? So sometimes it may just require you to get knowledge and just up your knowledge about that matter. So that's really what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know, are there mindsets that you've grown to now shatter and say, oh God, nonsense, where did I get that from? You know, or are you going to just jump on this exercise and try to see if you can ask yourself certain whys and get to the root of it? I cannot wait to read from you. Don't forget to drop a comment, like this video, subscribe if you've not already done so, and don't forget to live, to love, and to laugh. Bye for now.